Coach, we'll start you with an opening statement about LSU.
Well, big challenge ahead for us Sunday. We've had some great crowds here the last few home games, and I'm so appreciative of that. And I know it's an early tip, noon tip Sunday, but man, we'd really benefit from a big crowd. So love for our fans to come out and make plans to be there at noon on Sunday, because LSU's very good team. They're playing well, playing as well as anybody in the league right now. So they are athletic. They have some explosive scores and are tough defensively. It's tough to score against them. So huge challenge ahead, and we're going to work hard and try to prepare for a victory that we would love to get.
They've won 2 in a row over ranked opponents. Is there something they've done especially well in the last 2 games that has changed for them?
Well, you know, I think that they have played with tremendous energy the last couple of games. That watching them, they really, I feel like, in the Tennessee game, really outworked Tennessee. Just played so hard. Were so aggressive. Didn't do anything that you had not seen them do in the previous games, but just had incredible effort. They're very athletic. They're strong, and you have to be ready physically to compete, because it's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be a hard game, and they play really hard.
Matthew, what would you say is the top thing you all have done to turn this thing around?
Just keep our attitudes, strengthened our attitudes. You know, after I think Vanderbilt was just such a disappointing effort, and everyone just feeling bad for themselves instead of thinking about ways to get the team going. And so that bye week was really the time where we had to, wake some people up and get some attitudes straightened out, and quit feeling sorry for ourselves, and get out on the court and do the things that we needed to do to be successful. I always felt like we weren't I felt like we have the capability of playing good basketball, and we just weren't doing that. And so I think our attitudes are better. Some players started doing some things that they needed to do to help the team win, and had to sacrifice maybe some things they wanted to do, so things like that. But I think it's been more attitudinal than anything else.
How tough is it to change people's attitudes? I don't care if you're a 17-year-old or 40-year-old.
Well, I think as a leader you can create an environment, but it's up to the individual, and so that's why I'm so proud of the players. To a person, from the players, they have done that, and so that's up to all of us as individuals. If I tell them this all the time, if it were up to me, everybody'd have a great attitude and be positive, and if I could do that, I would do that. But it's up to each individual, and so we have made some improvements and gotten some things straightened out that we needed to, and it really, I think, began with their attitude.
You mentioned Kiki playing 35 minutes at the top of that press.
Yeah.
She said that that's really hard for her and exhausting and not something she's ever done before. What did you guys like? What do you like from her at the top of that press, and what does she sort of bring defensively now that maybe she didn't?
Yeah, well, at the press, she's long and has some size, and she gave tremendous effort. So we love her hustle and her effort and her attitude up there. And then she has a good wingspan that bothers the people handling the ball. And Kiki has a lot of intangibles. She's not the most athletic. And she's plenty athletic, but she's not the most athletic person on the team, and she's certainly not the strongest. She's really got to go to work each and every day to try to get stronger, and she will as she matures physically. But she just has some intangibles when she channels them the right way that are pretty special. But she and I are a lot alike. Our strengths of passion can get into weakness when you start to get you let your emotions take over and you get too upset and you lose focus on what you're doing. And she's done a great job. I talked to her Wednesday night. I knew going into that game last night how Auburn was going to play, and Kiki was huge in that game last night, not only defensively, but she had the ball in her hands a lot. had to make some great decisions at the 4 in the way we were attacking that press. And so she had to stay solid emotionally last night, and I thought she did the best job yet of that. And it's hard for her as a young person trying to figure out how to mature into the player she needs to be for our team, and it's a lot to put on a freshman, but man, she's handling it really well right now, and she's got to keep getting better every day. But she's got a lot of great intangibles that we love.
Alyssa said last night that Kiki is your energy, that she's sort of the hype guy for the team.
Yeah.
Is that how you view her too?
Yeah, I mean, what our older players had to do is they had to deliver the message and make it okay for that to happen. It's hard for a freshman to step up and do that, but Alyssa's a great person, but she's not demonstrative and tremendously loud in that kind of situation. But you know, it was so important for her and for Macy and Taylor and McKenzie and those players to say what needed to be said, but also make that a good environment where Kiki can step forward and do that, because the freshmen are looking. I mean, they're watching those older players, and they view them as leaders, so they have to lead and they have to do a good job. But you know, Kiki is a very verbal person, and that's good for a team that's not very verbal, and we need her to do that.
Macy made a reference to this too, that there was sort of a clearing of the air at some point recently.
Oh, yeah.
When did that happen?
And during the bye week.
Was it coach-led or player-led?
Yeah, it was coach-led, yeah. Yeah, I mean, coach-led, player participated. You know, I mean, I don't think it's unusual when you're having trouble and losing. I mean, it was not anything groundbreaking, but before we took the floor, we just had to sit in a room and you know, the assistant coaches did a great job of putting forward some thought-provoking things and then allowing the players to talk, and we made it clear that, you know, I mean, the atmosphere, it's hard to lose. You know, it's hard to lose games, and the kids physically were working hard, but you know, emotionally and mentally, we could do better, and they have.
Anything else? Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.